Hey, guess what? 7% of Rotten Tomatoes that doesn't like this movie. I want names. How can anyone dislike this? Let me guess. The same a-hole who dropped Paddington 2 off of the 100% mark is responsible for this in some way. Hi, everyone. I'm kidding. I'm sure he's lovely. He or she is a lovely person. Okay. Anyway, that was a stupid intro. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Reason Popcorn with Grant. We have one more review today. Then we have reviews Saturday and Sunday as well. So, that being said, we're here to talk about a movie. Movies and TV. That is what we do here. And today we are talking about Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. The plot is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, of course, but more specifically what it's about. Well, it's directed by Anthony Fabian. It is based on the novel Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris by Paul Gallico. The film stars and is produced by Lesley Manville. She plays Mrs. Ada Harris. She is not a younger woman, older woman. She's working as a cleaner in post-war London, circa 1957. She and her best friend Vi are trying to make ends meet. And she also has another friend and possible more than a friend in the kindly guy who does the betting at the dog races, played by Jason Isaacs. Hello to Jason Isaacs. For those who got that reference, you listen to the same podcast I do, and you can have a cookie. So, she's waiting the news of her beloved husband, who was away in the war and has been missing in action for some time. And this is not a spoiler, this is early on. She finds out that he's more than missing, he was killed in action. And one day, while dealing with a particularly bitchy customer, she witnesses her the Dior dress that she is going to wear to her daughter's forthcoming wedding, and finds out that it's 500 pounds. Intrigued and taken away by its beauty, and believing that her late beloved is giving her a sign, she endeavors to raise the money to jet off to Paris to get a dress from Dior, the House of Dior itself, and she finally does so with much trying to do so, and she's immediately charmed. She immediately charms just about everyone there, including a beautiful young model played by Alba Batista, and a young accountant for Dior played by Lucas Bravo of Emily in Paris, and who both also have a little bit of an eye for one another. And she also seems to charm a gentleman who takes him as her guest, but she gets no love from the sort of persnickety, grumpy, let's say, in a Slover's snob story, the snob in question, the lady of the House of Dior, the one who runs the show, played by the always terrific Isabelle Huppert. And she soon her stay, let's put it this way, her stay in Paris, which is going to be one night, goes a little longer, and she eventually forms these unexpected life-changing bonds, while also through her adventure seeing that the people in high fashion are not so different from the cleaners down in London when it comes to being treated like they're expendable in a work staff, and she's emboldened to finally grow a little bit of the backbone against some of her more rotten clients, which are pretty much all of them. Let the adventure and fairy tale fun begin, with just enough reality to work. So that was a lot. Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Well, there's no reason going about this. I loved Mrs. Harris Go to Paris. In fact, I more than loved it. I think this might actually be top 10 of the year. Not even top 10. And what I love about this movie, it's just... The reason I brought up Paddington 2 is that it kind of has that same feel of that in the first Paddington, where it's like, this is a movie, and it's going to sound really treacly when I say it. It's a movie about a nice person who touches the lives of the people she meets, who maybe have a lesson to learn or two themselves. Now that seems like a hokey genre, but when it's done right, it can make at least this guy feel some of the biggest feels I've seen in a movie. And Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris does this. Mr. Fabian does a fantastic job with his filmmaking. The transitions, in particular, are really slick and really thoughtful, all the way up to the beginning where a bus passes, revealing the city stamp and year, and there's just this beautiful sequence, and I'm gonna sound a little hokey. There's a beautiful sequence around the midpoint where Mrs. Harris first meets the stunning Natasha, played once again by Elba Batista, in the dress that she knows she wants. And he frames it in a way, in this beautifully subtle way, that actually kind of brought a little bit of a tear to my eye. I'm not going to lie. It was a really moving moment that and the thing is, she doesn't really know what she's going to do with the dress when she gets it. She just wants it because she thinks it's a sign from her beloved. It's a really charming movie. But again, within the fairy tale stuff, and yes, there are logical things you can say. Like, for instance, if she only has... We find out the total she has is $582. Well, if it costs £500... £500, rather. If it costs £500 to get the dress, and she has £80 left, is she going to have enough for a round-trip ticket to Paris? That's the other question. And they don't really answer it. But it's not a big deal, because, again, you go into it with a fairy tale thing. What keeps you, though, grounded to reality is the surprising depth. And I forgot to mention this in my review of Positive Fury, but this is another PG-rated film that anyone can watch, similar to Positive Fury, that has a really interesting subtext. Now, Positive Fury's subtext is somewhat borrowed from Blazing Saddles, which was about prejudice, and this is as well. Or that one was as well. This one, though, is about the mistreatment of workers, cleaners, people who make dresses. Yeah, you have the higher-ups, but what about the people who sew the dresses that Dior sells? What about them? And we see through her journey, we see her begin to understand that she's not the only one who feels invisible in the world that she's in, and she becomes a little bit braver and a little bit stronger in standing up and not just being, meek little Mrs. Harris. She gets a little bit of spunk in there, and I really liked that a lot, and I thought it was really great. There's a really amazing speech toward the end of the film where she talks to someone about how she feels she's been treated in her line of work, and it's without... At that point, it's earned. It's been subtle throughout where she tells, that she doesn't want to stay involved in working for someone who is going to treat everyone below them like garbage. And she says it pretty straight on, and it's very powerful, and it's never heavy-handed. It's done in a way that genuinely, because you like Mrs. Harris, you root for her. And it's also all built to Lesley Manville. And I haven't talked a lot about Lesley Manville, but she is just amazing in this movie. She's always... when has Lesley Manville been anything less than good in a movie? But she's phenomenal in this. I loved Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. You know where this is going. Bang. 5 out of 5 stars for Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. The title is also just... The title is as charming as the movie. I really... One more thing I'm just going to gush about. There's one other scene that I love where she sees the shirt... The filmmaking is surprisingly good for this kind of movie, where she's looking at it and she says something along the lines of, "You're not just sewing, you're stitching in moonlight," or something, and it was just like, dang, this is really beautiful. It's PG, again, take the whole family. What a wonderful, wonderful film. And it's also has as much humor as it does heart. I love this movie. Go see it. And it even has a couple of sweet little love stories thrown in there. What a great movie. I'll tell you this. Here's a great sign. I took my 100-year-old grandmother to this movie, and she loved it. So there you go. That's all that needs to be said. All right. I didn't want it to end, she said. All right. So. All right. Now, all that being said, that's it. Let's close the book on it. Trailer trash. Let's talk about some trailer trash. That is my sandwich order. The sandwich order I was getting for someone else. Back to the notes. Trailer trash. Okay. Sorry about that. Trailer trash. Lal Singh Chadha. This is, it took me a second to kind of figure that. It is a pan-Indian cinema film, which, of course, I'm excited for that. After the year we've had with these films. And it had, this character who's going throughout history and going and plays ping pong, and then realize this is an Indian remake of Forrest Gump. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, looks good. The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This was literally a teaser trailer. I think it's coming out next November. It's literally just the Mockingjay look, and maybe it's like the logo design, basically. I'm excited. I like the other movies, especially the first one. Quite frankly, I love the first Hunger Games. The other ones, I actually am not as big on the second one as some people are. I like it fine. I just think it's kind of the same movie again, but lesser. But that's fine. Anyway, I'm excited for it. I think Rachel Zegler's going to be in it. See How They Run. I'm really looking forward to this one. Looks like fun. We talked about it. The Woman King. We talked about this yesterday. Looks good. Viola Davis is a trump card. Mac and Rita. I had not heard of this one. This is Beck from You goes into a tanning bed run by Simon Rex, and she comes out of it, and she magically transforms into Diane Keaton, and she needs help from Taylor. Basically, Beck turns into Annie Hall thanks to Simon Rex. I'm just calling him Simon Rex, and then she needs Zola's help to fix herself because it's Taylor Page. It looks like fun. Looks cute. Maybe a little histrionic, but it looks cute. E.T. and IMAX, we talked about it. It's E.T. It's going to be great. Unless they change it again. Even then. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, talked about it, looks good. Ticket to Paradise, talked about it, looked good. Was there shawarma? There are drawings of the dresses. It's kind of the same way with Where the Crawdads Sing, but they're really beautiful and they're worth sticking around for. Alright. And no, but there's nothing after. Alright. We will be back later this weekend for reviews of Persuasion and a long-belated, I'm sorry about that, overview of The Sea Beast. We will also have reviews next week for Nope, The Gray Man, and Anything's Possible. And then also upcoming, we are scheduled to have reviews of DC League of Super Pets, Vengeance, and a bunch of other stuff. And Easter Sunday, I got my ticket for that. And Clerks 3 is on the horizon. That'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. And Miss Marvel. That'll be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. See it all? I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. Appreciate you all. No classes missed. I love you 3000. Stupid Roku. It's I love you 1000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. What that's supposed to do. Or so I've been told. Excuse me. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at Race on Popcorn with Grant. Also, I forgot to mention this before, we have a Facebook page. So check us out on Facebook if you got one. Race on Popcorn with Grant. And my podcast, Raise and Popcorn with Grant, the podcast, is on Spotify and Anchor. We recently did the longer midterm report episode. Worked really hard on it. Love if you guys check it out if you wanna. And then, some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? I don't know how that's possible, but did you? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we're all raised on popcorn. Make mine with extra butter. Catch you guys next time. Take care. Go see this movie. It's really good. Bye.